Hey guys, Pete here. Got some new Game of Thrones Season 7 news yesterday, which will be a big spoiler. If you don't want to know possible speculation on how Season 7 will play out, then you won't want to watch this video. Yesterday, Watchers on the Wall reported that they have it from sources that Daenerys will be visiting the Dragonpit in Season 7. This is pretty big news since the ruins of the Dragonpit are located smack dab in the heart of King's Landing. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what the Dragonpit is, and later I'm going to speculate on what might happen there. Also, I have a giveaway going on for subscribers, so make sure you check out the details on that at the end of the video. The Dragonpit is a massive dome building that the Targaryens used to keep their dragons inside the city walls. It's said that 30 knights could ride abreast into its entrance, so it's pretty massive. It's basically a ruin now blackened by fire. Since there haven't been dragons in the city for over 100 years, the Dragon Pit's huge dome has collapsed and its doors have been sealed. There are 3 big hills in King's Landing that are named for the original Targaryen conquerors. Aegon I made King's Landing as a seat for his power, the city of King's Landing, and the hill with the Red Keep has his name. The other 2 hills are named Rhaenys Hill and Visenya's Hill after his 2 sister wife co-conquerors. Before there was a dragon pit, a great sept was built on Rhaenys Hill, which was called the Sept of Remembrance, and it used to be the main sept in King's Landing. During the Faith Militant Uprising, not what we just saw, but way back in the day, the Faith Militant, before they got wiped out completely, Targaryen King Maegor the Cruel incinerated the great sept with dragonfire and later decreed that a large dome structure would be built on the hill. The plan was for Targaryens to house their royal dragons there. Because Maegor had killed all of the people that he used to build his Red Keep, because he wanted to keep them from giving up all the secrets of the underground tunnels and whatnot, many of the remaining builders in town fled rather than work on the dragon pit. So Maegor had to use city prisoners with supervisors from the free cities. I mentioned that there haven't been dragons in King's Landing for a long time, and this is primarily because of the Targaryen Civil War known as the Dance of the Dragons. We actually know a lot about that conflict thanks to George R.R. Martin's story, The Princess and the Queen. From that story, we know after King's Landing was captured by Queen Rhaenyra, the Dragon Pit was destroyed during an event that's called the Storming of the Dragon Pit. During the storming, tens of thousands of crazed and starving small folk, led by an odd character who they called the Shepherd, stormed the Dragon Pit to kill the dragons within. 5 Targaryen dragons and thousands of small folk were killed in the storming of the Dragon Pit. The Dragon Pit was reduced to flaming ruins, and during that time, after that, we don't really have that much, or haven't really even heard that much that's happened there, except that we got a mention from the Duncan Egg story, The Sorin Sword. During the Great Spring Sickness, so many people died so fast that there was no time to bury all the bodies. Instead, they were piled up in the Dragon Pit, and when the corpses were about 10 feet deep, Brynden Rivers, who was the Hand of the King, also known as Blood Raven or Three-Eyed Crow, Three-Eyed Raven, ordered the pyromancers to burn them. The light of the fire shone through the windows, and by night, citizens could see the dark green glow of wildfire all through King's Landing. One side note is that the royal dragons that the Targaryens kept inside the Dragon Pit didn't grow as large as their ancestors. Tyrion actually references this in the show when he says dragons don't do well in captivity. The Maesters attribute this to the dragons being confined, but if you believe the Maesters have an agenda when it comes to dragons like I do, then it's possible there were other things going on as well. So at this point you might be thinking that we've spent a lot of time in King's Landing over the past 6 seasons. How could I have totally missed this giant structure? Well, there's no need to go back and rewatch anything because the Dragon Pit so far has been completely left out of the show. This isn't altogether surprising based on how big it is and the fact that no storylines or scenes have really required it. This map of King's Landing gives you an idea where it would be though. On the right you see the Red Keep where Cersei lives. On the left, the Great Sept of Baelor that Cersei recently blew up, and then the Dragon Pit would be right over here. The Dragon Pit showing up will be great, just like seeing the High Tower last season at Old Town was, but that's not really the most exciting part of this revelation. The most exciting part is that this means Daenerys will definitely be inside the walls of King's Landing before Season 7 comes to an end. While this has been heavily speculated already, this pretty much confirms it. The speculation now isn't whether Dany will advance on the city, but instead how it all goes down. There are a couple obvious ways this could happen, but I think that we have to entertain the idea of misdirection. It's possible that Dany could see the Dragon Pit in a vision or a dream, so this whole idea of leaking the location could just be to fool us. At the same time, with only 13 episodes to go, if she's gonna go to King's Landing, she's pretty much gotta stop messing around and get there. These are the possible scenarios on how she ends up there that I could think of. She could fly into the city while it was still held by Cersei and choose the Dragonpit as a place to land, or she could go there after defeating Cersei to check out this part of her family's history. Or Cersei could destroy the Red Keep and flee to Casterly Rock, and Dany could come across the Dragonpit as she's checking out the other ruins. Or the one that seems least likely, Cersei could welcome Daenerys into the city to treat, or in an effort to trap and destroy her. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this confirmation that Dany will be setting up shop in King's Landing before the end of Season 7? Is this confirmation that Cersei is done for? Or are the showrunners just having, a bit of fun with us with a pretty clever bit of misdirection? Please like the video if you found it interesting, and please subscribe to my channel to keep up with all my latest Game of Thrones related videos. I have a giveaway going on for when I hit 18,000 subscribers, where I'm going to give away a copy of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, and all you have to do is be a subscriber and leave a comment on the video. So subscribe now and comment, and thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon.